Should you lease or buy a car? Almost everyone gets this wrong because they only look at the monthly payment. So watch this. Same $47,000 SUV, 3 years. Buy it. It costs you about $24,000. Lease it, about $27,000. So buying wins until you change one thing about the car and it flips. Leasing wins by thousands. What's the one thing? Let's find out. There are 3 ways to get a car. Pay cash, it's yours, done. Finance, a loan you pay off, then it's yours. Or lease, basically rent it for a few years, then hand it back. Now, the dealer wants you staring at the monthly payment because the monthly payment hides what actually matters. So forget it. We're going to use one honest number instead. What the car really costs you over the years you have it. Money out minus what you get back at the end. Same test for all 3. And I'll give you the answer right now, then prove it. The winner comes down to one thing: how well the car holds its value. Holds its value, buying wins. Loses value fast, leasing wins. That's the whole thing. Let's walk it. Our car, $47,000, kept 3 years. Finance it at about 7% with nothing down, and you're paying around $1,450 a month. Over 3 years, that's about $5,000 in interest, the cost of borrowing. But here's what people forget. At the end, the car is yours. Sell it, a 3-year-old one goes for around $28,000, and that money comes back to you. So what did buying really cost? The price plus the interest minus what you sold it for, about $24,000. Now hold on to that $28,000 resale number. It decides everything. What about paying cash? On paper, it looks cheapest. No loan, no interest. But cash isn't really free. That $47,000 could have been sitting in a savings account earning interest, a few $1,000s over 3 years. Spend it on the car and you give that up. Now flip it around. If you finance instead, your cash stays in the bank, still earning. So paying cash mostly wins on being simple, not always on saving money. Bottom line, unless you've got a big pile of cash, the real choice for most people is finance versus lease. Let's settle that. Leasing is different because you never own the car, so you only pay for the part you wear out. Your payment is really 2 things: how much value the car loses while you drive it, plus a rent charge on top. Now, to keep this fair, we gave the lease the same 7% as the loan, no tricks. That works out to about $720 a month. 3 years of that is roughly $26,000. Then 2 fees people always forget. One to start the lease, one to end it, about $1,300 more. Call it $27,000 total, and you walk away owning nothing. That's more than buying. So when does leasing actually win? One number. Here it is. Put buying next to leasing and slide the one thing that matters: the resale value, what the car's worth when you're done. The more it's worth, the more the buyer gets back and buying pulls away. The less it's worth, the better leasing looks. They cross at about $25,000, right around half the sticker price. Above that line, buy. Below it, lease. And that crossover number is really the residual, the lender's own guess at what the car will be worth. So lease versus buy was never really about lease versus buy. It's a bet on how well the car holds its value. One honest note, because I won't sell you a fake rule. That line shifts a bit with the interest rate and how long you keep the car. It's a way to think, not a magic number. Leasing has a trick buying doesn't: an escape hatch. If the car loses more value than expected, that's not your problem. You just hand it back. And if it's worth more than expected, you're not stuck either. You can buy it at that lower agreed price and keep the difference. So, lose big, you walk away. Win big, you cash in. That safety net is worth something a simple cost chart can't show. Leasing isn't only for cars that tank. It's also insurance against guessing wrong. Now watch it flip. Same SUV, but electric. Electric cars have been losing value fast. 3 years in, ours might be worth only $20,000, not $28,000. That crushes the buyer. Now buying costs them over $32,000. But the lease barely moves. Car makers often prop the lease value up and pile on discounts to keep those payments low. So the buyer eats the whole drop, and leasing dodges it. Same math, opposite answer, all because the car lost its value. That's the one number doing its job. And it's not just electric cars. Here's a secret worth knowing. Sometimes a lease is cheap for a reason that has nothing to do with the car being good. When a model isn't selling, too many sitting on the lot, or a new version about to replace it, the maker quietly sweetens the lease to clear them out. A lower rent charge, a propped up value, a few thousand in lease cash. They'd rather move the car than let it sit. For you, that's free money in the leasing column. So a surprisingly good lease deal is often a sign the car isn't selling, and that can be a great time to lease it. The catch is knowing when a deal's been juiced, which is exactly what we dig up, car by car, on this channel. This last one's about time, how long you keep the car. Everything so far was 3 years. Keep that gas SUV 6 years instead. Your loan is done at year 3, so for years 4, 5, and 6, you're driving with no payment at all, while a lease keeps costing you every month. You'd be on your second lease by now. The longer you keep a car, the more buying wins. One honest catch: an older car needs more repairs once the warranty's up, so leave room for that. But the pattern holds. Keep it a long time, buy it. Swap cars often, lease it. Fast answers to what the dealer won't volunteer. Miles. A lease limits how far you can drive, usually $10,000 to $15,000 a year, and going over costs you at the end. Drive a lot? Leasing can bite. Gap insurance. If you lease or finance with little down, get it. It covers you if the car gets totaled. Buying out a lease. At the end, you can buy the car at that agreed price, and if it's worth more, the extra is yours. Don't roll over debt. Never pile what you still owe on your old car onto a new one. That's paying for a car you don't even have. And the return fee. A few $100s to hand a lease back. Just expect it. So, screenshot this. Buy if the car holds its value, you're keeping it a while, and the rate's fair. Lease if the car loses value fast, you like a new car every few years, you want that walkaway option, or the maker's clearly sweetening the deal to move stock. Pay cash if you've got it, and you'd rather keep things simple than squeeze every dollar. And whatever you pick, remember the extras: insurance, gas, upkeep, and that a leased car stays under warranty, while an older owned one won't. The monthly payment was never the real question. How well the car holds its value, that's the whole game. Want to see this on a real car with real numbers? That's every video on this channel. See you in the next one.